We welcome our premier finals sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port, where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries, brain smiles.
Hello and welcome to Lillyworld. We are live down at Go Media Stadium in the great city of Auckland to watch Auckland FC take on Melbourne Victory in the second leg semi-final to get us to the grand final. It sits at 1-0 half-time. It's kind of half-time. We've got 90 minutes until Auckland FC will reach a grand final if the result goes well today. There is a huge bumper crowd expected down here at Mount Smart. We understand that pretty much all the tickets have gone. There were 170 tickets a few hours ago, but we imagine they've all gone. We are going to be bringing you a big live build-up show down here. We're going to be speaking to Terry McFlynn's coming on, the Director of Football. We have interviews with Steve Corica and Guillermo Mai, and also we're going to be touching in with the fans. You can see I've got Matthew here. Matthew, we're at it again.
We're here again. Much different this time. We were boiling last time.
We were.
Definitely, it just shows the progression of the season. I was actually I'm going to hit you with a bit of an interesting one here, but in America, in Canada, with the ice hockey, the longer the team goes on in the playoffs, the guys on the team grow their beards. They don't shave. They just keep it going and going and going until they get knocked out. And I was thinking that might be for next season. We could just keep on growing.
Well, I'm growing my beard for them.
Right. Okay,
yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
We've also got Matt House, or Mattino Jr. as we christened you. Matt, how you going, mate?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys.
That's right. We've been in touch with you kind of most of the season. Obviously, you came across our radar. You came across our radar when just 5 minutes. Came across our radar when you were doing the ball juggling, of course, and what do we call it again?
Football freestyle.
Football freestyle, and you obviously did the performance in the middle of the park. And how have you been going since then? Is your football freestyle career still going? Or are you still injured?
Yeah, I'm still doing it. Nothing much changed since the last time I was here. The only thing that changed that I might launch a new challenge now, because I'm studying to become a football coach. So I'm coaching the Green Height under 8. So I might do a new challenge for Auckland FC to sign me to be a coach this time.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm still doing freestyle. I would love to have a chance today on the pitch, but that didn't happen. But there's still hope if we make through the finals.
Are you fit to do a challenge for the grand final? If we
100%. I'm always ready.
I was just going to come in there and say your coaching philosophy. See, when I used to play football in the UK, I used to have a few managers that just didn't like a bit of free. They didn't like a bit of skill, but just get the ball, move the ball on. Don't try and do any flicks or any. What are you?
No, with me, they are free to do whatever they want. It's all about having fun. They're very young at the early ages, 8, 9 years old.
Right.
They must have their creativity. I must allow them to do, just to try new things and not be scared or afraid to make a mistake.
Yeah, well, I like that. Yeah. Not to be afraid to make a mistake. Just get out there and go
that's
for it.
very important.
Yeah.
And I guess as a Brazilian, a South American, Auckland is this city of many, many different people, and we're seeing quite an unusual event here in Auckland. I think all these people from all the different parts of our communities coming together. Is it the South Americans' duty to remind us all how football should be played? Is that what you reckon? With a bit of flourish?
Yeah, 100%. We have heaps of South American players. You got Gallegos, you got Moreno. And they bring that energy, that South American flair.
Yeah.
I think every team needs to have some South American players. And the South American players they have on the team, they do a fantastic job.
Well, we've got Terry on soon. Maybe Matinho will know somebody that plays or always looking for players.
I think he's just missing a Brazilian player.
Oh, Brazilian, that's right. Player. Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah,
lots of South American, but not Brazilian players.
Hopefully, the young guys are going to be coached by South Americans. They'll have a bit of that flair. Well, Matt, tell us what you've What has this season meant to you? I mean, I see you in the port quite often. What has it meant to you being able to connect with football again?
Oh, it's just been a fantastic season. Since I moved to New Zealand 10 years ago, we never had a football team to support. And, Auckland coming through and coming so strong, makes you really want to love football again.
Yeah.
You look forward to that game on the weekend. I'm bringing my family, I'm bringing my friends. We all having fun together. We just love to follow the team.
I mean, that's what we said, isn't it? I mean, it just says the world over. There's something at the weekend.
You're looking forward to.
Yeah, something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, even sometimes, it's been a fantastic season for Auckland. But even so, when your team isn't doing so well, it's still, you get to meet people that you meet every weekend or
100%.
every other weekend for the away game. And yeah,
it's that connection. I mean, Matt and I have spoken every week for 31 weeks running. And before the podcast started, we probably would catch up maybe twice a year if we're lucky.
That's right.
Once a year. Biannual. What's that? One every 2 years?
I think that is twice a year. You hit me with. That's right. We used to live together, and then we used to do loads, and then it kind of just dropped. And now it's just. It's constant.
I wonder how many other people at Auckland FC's become a vehicle to reconnect with friends or build friendships. And I do think the connection we have also with the team is quite different here. To give you a little story, I was just going around, I've got a media pass today, so I was just going around to get a media pass, coming back, and the entrance just down there, Guillermo Mai and Logan Rogerson have got their little kit bags, and they're just walking in the door. And to contrast that with, my beloved Spurs won the Europa League, I saw on the television the police are coming in, in Europe, putting a barrier between the fans and the players, and I love the fact that that's not what we've got here. We've got 30,000 fans here. But I've just bumped into Guillermo Mai and wished them luck for the game.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That would never happen in Brazil.
No, anywhere else, eh?
You wouldn't even see the players coming through.
No.
That was my question. Yeah, is it the same in Brazil?
You wouldn't even
cornered
see
off. Yeah. And when there's a derby, against
even worse,
got no chance. Yeah.
All right, Matt. You have a great game, mate. I'm going to
much.
say thank you very much for coming and enjoy.
Yeah.
And
I'll do a bit of a score prediction.
Yes.
So I'll say 2-0 today.
2-0.
Easy game for us.
2-0 Auckland.
2-0.
Didn't even get into the game. Sorry, mate. 2-0 Auckland. Nice. And I'll give you a nod when I'm taking Matt into the port today, so we'll give you a nod when we're in there.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
man.
guys.
All right, keep in touch.
Have a good evening.
All right, just pop
Thanks,
it
mate.
down there. Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Thank goodness for Martino for the score prediction. I think that's the first time you've forgotten to ask somebody.
Yeah, I know.
In your defence.
Well, it's a bit of a different show because I line a few people to come up and chat with us. But it's the loosest show ever, and some people turn up early, some people turn up on time.
Yeah.
And I think it was Dave come by, didn't he? Anyway, we're going to talk to Dave in a little while. What do we got? Here we go. Well, let's talk a little bit about today's game.
Yeah.
While we're just alone, Matthew.
We should do, probably.
We should do. What I've discovered, of course, is this could go to extra time and pens today. So this is a very unique day today.
Yeah.
It could go a lot further than we've ever seen this Auckland FC team go.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's saying that we're going to lose in real time by a goal, but we're not saying that.
What worries me is a man has just walked in with an England. When you look at this over here, Gascoigne on the back. A man has just walked in. You've just said penalties, and a man has just walked in with an England football shirt on.
Well, with Gascoigne on the back.
Well,
he never got to take a penalty, but we do understand that Guillermo Mai.
That concerns me.
Guillermo Mai is going to take a penalty. He's confirmed.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he was asked in a press conference, which we'll show you.
Well, it's all your forwards,
isn't it? In a little bit, yeah. So
I mean, he's going to have to step. But see, this is the tough thing though. When it comes to extra time and they start to get to the end of the game, do you start, bringing on people that are penalty takers? That seems to happen a lot in football now. Even change the goalkeeper.
You can, yeah. I don't know why we're talking about penalties. I mean, we're expecting Auckland to
turn it around.
Well, you seem to think that, again, like some people last week thought we were going to start defensive.
5 at the back.
You think 5 at the back?
I'm going to beat the drum again.
5 at the back.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
In front of 30,000 of our own crowd, we're going to sit off.
Thing is,
I can't imagine this happening, Matthew.
I've actually been all right to predict Steve recently and what he's going to set up and what he's going to do, but I think he's going to catch us. He's been a bit unpredictable with these last couple of games and 3. I think he's going to catch us. I think he's going to blindside. 5 at the back.
5 at the back.
I think he's going to keep it tight.
So who drops out? Because I loved seeing Marley Francois and Randall last
Yeah,
week. It
wow.
just felt like so much lovely balance to the team, you know.
Yeah, well, he played. I think Randall was in the last game, so he could. Yeah, it's either Randall. It's going to be Francois. That's probably going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
And joining us now,
going?
Dave. How you
you
doing,
going,
man?
guys? Yeah, wicked, man, wicked.
Let's see you snuggling next to me.
Oh, let's have a little snuggle,
A
shall we?
Scotsman snuggling next to a
Yes.
couple of pommies. You're much bigger than I thought in real life, Dave. You know?
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say, is it?
Sorry, that's terrible.
Oh, family show.
Uh-oh.
We're not quite there.
So, Dave, you just for those that don't know, Dave is one of the guys you put on or you organise the bus up from Cambridge, and you're sort of one of the supporters that live down there, basically, right?
Yeah, man, like today was a buzz. Like seriously, from the 1st of January to today when we took 12 up,
Yeah,
42 today.
really.
I'm
yeah.
still buzzing. Like the goosebumps are real. Look at the goosebumps, man. Like
Yeah. Look
at this.
seriously,
Yeah.
we bounced the whole way. It was brilliant.
That's cool.
Little Ivan, the Uruguayan,
Yeah.
Paul. It was so good. Like
Yeah.
I'm the happiest I've been at a football game in my life, probably.
Yeah, I felt a little bit different about this game. The rest of them have not been too bad, but yeah, I woke up this morning and it's dragged a little bit today. I could have probably done with a bus drive, at least to try and take the edge
I
off
woke
the
up
hour.
at like 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, try and get another hour's kip.
No.
I managed to get half an hour or so, but
Yeah, okay.
when I eventually got up, I was like, right, get the boys here, get everybody organised. Like,
Yep.
my job's retail management, so kind of like
Yeah, okay.
organising
You're good at-
people herding the frogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And today's been a buzz, honestly. I can't believe how much fun we've had already. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
No matter what the result today,
Yeah.
it's been amazing.
Have you experienced many of those, obviously, in Scottish football, having to go, the home leg and away leg? Have you had that? Yeah.
No, not two-legged. Never done
Because my team being in the Championship and League One, we've had to suffer the home leg and then the away leg, but it's
Yeah.
such a weird.
No, I've never done a two-legged semi
Yeah,
before.
it's a
maybe,
weird
maybe
conundrum.
Scotland with that playoff thing. You know
Sure,
what I mean?
yeah, that's the same. Yeah,
But being Scottish and Hibs, you're just like, we're only 1-0 up, so it's going to go horribly, horribly wrong at any point.
I
you
know.
what
I mean, the
Yeah.
excitement around Auckland FC is so different. We're all like pommies from Britain or South America, and we're so. I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, right? So my
You won a trophy at least.
And we've won a trophy this week, but my entire narrative usually is of
Oh.
misery around football. We've got something big going on here. We've got a few big boys
I may
waiting
be
to come
getting
on,
kicked
Dave.
off enough to come back in.
What
I'll
do you-
come back in after these guys. How
Why
about
don't you
that?
do that? Go get a beer. Dave's going to take a little break. It was a good chat though, Dave. Are you coming in, Terry? Good to see you, Terry, mate. All right, pop your cans on, mate, and microphone in hand. All right, let's make sure Terry's in the shot. Terry McFlynn, Director of Football, Auckland FC, mate. How does it feel on a day like today to get this far in the A-League tournament this year?
Yeah, good. We started back in July, the 1st of July 2024, and we've been working hard towards getting to this point. The boys have done extremely well. The coaches have been great. The staff's been amazing. So, yeah, look, we're
Just checking the audio there. I think Terry's on. Is Terry on? We can share microphones if Terry's not on. Terry's on. Carry on, Terry.
yeah, no, look,
Started July last year.
Yeah, we started on the 1st of July. The staff have been amazing. The players have been amazing. We've worked really hard as a group to get to this point. And now it's just about enjoying it. It's a special occasion for our football club today to be taking a lead into a home semi-final with the opportunity to obviously host the grand final next week here at Go Media Stadium. So it's an evening that we're really relishing.
And you're close to the team, obviously. What is the mood in the camp today?
Yeah, excellent. The boys have trained well all week. The trip back from Melbourne last week was fantastic. We flew back on the Sunday, had Monday off, trained Tuesday, had Wednesday off, trained Thursday, trained here yesterday at the stadium with a captain's run off a mill session. Boys have trained really well, they've recovered well. So yeah, look, we're really looking forward to tonight.
Can you give us any indication how the team's going to shape up? Are we at team announcement time?
Yeah, look, the team's just been announced. Same team as last week. Everyone pulled up well from last week. The boys did an excellent job. We've got a lot of weapons on the bench that can come on later in the game and if we need them. But yeah, look, these are the games that as a footballer you want to play in. Like I said, we started back in the 1st of July. It was 33 weeks ago, building up towards this point. So these are the games that every player wants to play in. The bench, the boys are itching to get on the pitch. And the boys that are playing, they just want to play well, win, and do it for the fans.
Obviously, we don't want to talk about not winning today straight in 90 minutes, but today a bit of a different experience, potentially an extra time in the pens if it doesn't go so well. Has there been any difference with the training, or are you guys out sort of practicing pens in case?
Yeah, look, we practice for every eventuality. We did the same this week, and we replicated the walk from halfway to take the penalty. We spoke about it earlier on in the week that it's not so much the actual penalty kick itself, it's the pressurised situation, it's the walk from halfway. So it's that 32, 33 steps that you've got to take from the halfway line to the penalty spot. That's where you can either win or lose a penalty shootout. It's not the actual penalty itself. So yeah, we've trained for everything. We did it all week, every day after training.
Did you do both ends?
Sorry?
Did you do both ends?
Yeah, we did both ends. We did speak to the APL that we wanted if it does get to penalties, we wanted it at the port end. So FIFA rules is a toss of a coin. So we've got a double-headed coin. So that'll help with us on that.
Make sure you get the call.
It has been a huge journey. I mean, when you first came into this gig, coming across from Australia, probably didn't know much about New Zealand from bar of soap, especially about what a football team would look like in Auckland. Could you ever imagine there'd be 33,000, 32,000 Aucklanders going to watch a football match in a country that has never really liked football much?
Yeah, look, I was very fortunate back in the A-League 2005-06. I actually played against the New Zealand Knights in the same team as Steve, and we both played for Sydney FC together. And when this project started, I first spoke to Nick Becker, and it was a project that we really wanted to take on board. We really wanted to be a part of, and the first thing that we wanted to do was embed ourselves in the community, be part of the community, and give the community something to be proud of. We wanted to build a football club that was not based on results, but it was an extension of people's lifestyle, and it was something like here today where people want to come and have an event, want to come and be part of an occasion, be part of a community. The first thing we started to do was sign as many Kiwi players as we could. It's well documented now that Steve and myself flew all over the world and to meet as many of the all whites players, many Kiwis as we possibly could. We got 18 into the squad. We've got four Australians, and then 5 visa players as well. So the pleasing thing for me is that the visa players and the Australian boys as well have really embraced the New Zealand culture, really embraced the community. They've gone out and been part of the community. They've gone to local games, they've gone to schools, they've gone to clubs. And it's something that we love doing. We see all these kids here today with smiles on their faces, wearing Auckland FC shirts. It's really heartwarming.
It is something really, really special. Really, really special. And from all the fans, thank you guys, who have done this so far. What are the last words going to be to this team as they run out across the white line today?
Well, look, just enjoy. We started, like I said, we started this journey back in November 2023 as a staff. The players came together on the 1st of July. Internally, we set goals. We didn't say anything externally. We didn't go out with anything. This was always our goal. So we've been working towards this right from the start. So for us now, it's about enjoyment. It's about enjoying what the hard work that's gone into this. When we said to the boys last week, it's 200 minutes of football. That's what it is for the next 2 weeks. And it's an opportunity to write your name into history. Etch your name into the history books forever. To be the first New Zealand team, 1, to host a grand final, and 2, to win a grand final.
Wow, what a day it would be next week. Good luck to you and the team. We ask everyone that comes on the show prediction for today's game, Terry?
2-0.
2-0. All right.
Popular.
2-0 so far. All right.
Guillermo and Logan.
Guillermo and Logan. I saw the boys on the way in out there as well. It's so nice that you actually get to mix with players as well. We just saw them coming with their kickbacks.
Yeah, look, our boys are very humble boys, and they know what it means. They know what it means for the supporters. They're from the community. They're all local boys as well. So for them to do it today in front of their friends, their families, their peers, people they went to school with, it'll be a special moment for them.
Beautiful. All right, I'll let you go, Terry, and get down there. Good luck for today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well done. Thank you. Here we go. Let's just see it. Does Nick want to have a quick word? Do you want to have a quick word, Nick? Yeah, we've just got Nick Becker, the chief executive of the club here. We may as well hear from Nick. There you go, Nick. Just a quick 5 minutes, Dave.
I think.
Hey, the Scotsman doesn't care who these people are.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are
How you going, Nick?
I'm good. Oh, there we are.
You're
I'm good.
over there,
I've got
Jimmy.
a beer now. I've got a beer.
Oh, look at this.
Hey.
Look
I
at
was
this.
going to.
beer?
I was actually
Go
going
on,
to
he won't.
I was going to throw a personal question into Terry with the ladies team, but I thought that might be a bit. My daughter has just started playing football on a Friday, and the lady that does the coaching has asked me to. She's really looking forward to an Auckland women's team, basically. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was something.
What is the update on that, Nick? It's another season away, isn't it?
We don't know for sure at this stage. It's still a league decision, so I think that'll be made in the off season, so we'll know at that point. So
Okay, great.
pending updates.
Pending, Matthew. Matt's just asked the curved question. Probably the one you didn't want.
I've been told. No, it's not. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I've been told I'm not allowed to put liquid on the desk. Is that right? So if I hold it up like
you got to
this,
follow this lady. She's
she's in
She is the
charge.
boss.
She's in charge.
She definitely is.
More beers coming. All right, Nick. I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Could you have imagined this day back when all this started?
No, not at all. To be honest, we were pretty confident going into it. We knew it would be competitive, but to have not only the obviously the great performances on the pitch, the winning the first trophy, but the response from Auckland, the fans, the port, everything's been immense. It's been massive and definitely exceeding our expectations from where we wanted to be. We wanted to be at this point. We didn't realise it was going to come so quickly, and we're absolutely stoked.
If you were to put your finger on it, or you can put your finger on a few things, what have been the things that have made the big difference to get us this far?
Oh, look, there's no one silver bullet, but I think there's a combination of things that work really well. Auckland was ready for a team. You look at the participation levels, the number of clubs, the number of kids playing the game, families that are engaged in it. Like there really was that groundswell of support there. I think our kickoff times, 5 p.m. on a Saturday has been massive for us. Yeah. I think the fact that we actually came in, said that we're going to do things differently, did a different match day experience, had our kind of fan zone, did all those. The slide's been a huge success, obviously.
I think it's back as well.
It is back. Yeah, hey, it never went anywhere.
Oh.
And
never went away.
And no, it's here for the finals. Yes, you're right. Yeah. But I think the biggest one, aside from the team, the performances and things like that gelled everything together. But I think the number one was that connection that we worked so hard on with the community, and what we did with Auckland, and kind of not just with the football clubs, but every player went out to the clubs. We went out to community events. We actually went out there and genuinely, met people, shook hands, got that kind of emotional connection going. And then so when that crowd came to our games, and they saw a win, the players stayed for an hour behind, the whole family had a great experience, kids went down the slide, all of that stuff starts to come together, and people go, you know what, that's a really good day out, we're going to go back. And they've come back and they've made that emotional connection now.
The best story that I tell people is that my daughter started school, and there used to be a little boy that was in the playground playing football, and when I first arrived, or first dropped her off, he had a Man City shirt on.
Yeah.
And he was around kicking, probably know where this is going, and then Auckland started, straight away, the Man City shirt was gone, and he had an Auckland football shirt on.
No.
And I think that just...
It's been incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, that's the visual...
Totally.
Yeah, that's
And I've got the same sort of story, and I think that, thousands of people across, someone told me the other day we sold 25,000 home shirts, and I'd guesstimate that easily half of those were going to kids, under 12 and stuff. So which means that's hopefully our next generation. Like they're lifelong fans.
Well, we all grow up in the UK. We get given a football shirt of the team, and we all want to play for that team.
You do, and you play out your hero on the park at school. Or, I was always Gascoigne or Lineker, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that. But my daughter, 15-year-old, she goes, "Oh, geez, all these boys at school now, they're not interested in girls.
Yeah.
All they want to do is play professional football." And I do wonder whether that's really elevated because of this team,
And I think, we've certainly helped with that, and I think that the other bit to it is that there is now that pathway for those kids to see.
Yeah.
They can see not only a pathway into our club, but obviously we've got Bournemouth in our group. We've got a team in France. We've got a team in Scotland. It does become super exciting and actually real for them all. So,
that's right. You can see it. Yeah.
You can see it.
But you can see it.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a Scotsman waiting to come
All
on,
right,
so we
we'll
don't
leave him go.
But Nick, prediction for the game?
Well, do you know what? Terry always gets it wrong.
Okay.
So if anyone was listening to that and then just went off and on Betcha put on a 2-0 bet, I'm gonna let you win your money back by saying it's actually going to be 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
3-1. I've gone for 3-2. I'm sticking with 3-2.
Okay,
I want
yeah.
goals
Oh,
today.
you put yours out there.
Yeah.
Well, I did it on Thursday, didn't I?
Oh,
They haven't breached our defences yet, but I think they might get a cheeky one.
See-
I think 3-1's what I'm going to sit
Yeah,
with.
see, all day I thought he was going to set up with 5 at the back, so I just went really low end.
Yeah,
same
what
team.
you got?
I think I actually
1-0
went
again.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
Oh, for this game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I, haven't
1-0.
put it, I don't think I put it out there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
1-0
Under
again,
wraps,
yeah.
under wraps.
Yeah, 0-0 at half time, and then,
1-0, possibly, yeah.
well, we love doing that.
We do.
0-0 at half-time.
We're a hard
I
team to
wouldn't be
beat. We're a hard
surprised
team
if
to
we
break
won
down.
Yeah, we're hard to beat.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, well, thank you very
All
much,
right.
Nick, on behalf of all the fans,
Hey,
and
great
thanks
to see you.
for
Enjoy
coming
the
on the
game.
potty. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
All right.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, bud. All right. All right. 1 in, 1 out policy here at the Nice Job of Port stand. We are just...
Jesus,
We are
following the
we're
CEO. How
just-
do you do that?
Whoa. Sit down, Dave. You're too tall there, mate. Sit
I
down.
need to get this out of my pocket. I've got my
Here we
glasses
go.
case.
Here we
There
go. Where were we, Dave? Where were we?
Talking about buses, probably.
Buses,
Because that's all I've been doing for the last 6 months.
Yeah. Well, what I want
Isn't
to know...
that a busman's holiday?
A busman's holiday. And of course, what people may not know is the normal bus drivers, Tony, who's Tommy
Yeah,
Smith's
yeah,
brother,
yeah.
big story out of Cambridge, that
Is he here?
Yeah, Tony's here.
Okay.
he's very
I
shy.
have to
He's very
think
shy.
about
I've
it.
asked him again to come on. He's very shy.
Apparently, I'm the better speaker,
Yeah.
which is weird with this accent.
I've travelled around, quite a bit of the world, and I think the accent's gone down quite well.
I've done a bit of radio and public speaking and shit in my time.
I think
so
the
yeah.
BBC went a long time where if you didn't have a Northern Irish or a Scottish accent, you
It's
weren't
a-
presented any. They
It's,
were the ones.
it's a good storytelling accent,
It
so I'm
is.
led to believe.
It is, yeah.
I've been told a few times.
I think when I'm growing up, all the, on the
With-
Blue Peter and everything, they all seem to be.
With the deep voice I've got and the
Yeah.
Scottish accent, it kind of gets people involved with songs on buses as well, which is quite useful.
Gets you going, yeah.
Thankfully, we had Ivan and Paul and a few others helping out today, but Jesus. There was one game when we had the Hearts fan wasn't there,
Yeah.
and Ivan wasn't there. I was doing the work of 3 people. Oh, it was a hard day.
Hard work, yeah.
But I'll tell you what,
Don't you trip.
from meeting Tony in Wellington for the away Phoenix game
Yeah,
and making friends with him over social media
yeah.
and talking about getting together and organising a bus to that today, man, what a journey.
Yeah, it's good.
Just give you a buzz.
Oh,
You can't replicate this type of energy, right?
I tried to explain to my missus that this is probably the best football season of my entire life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Of going to games, being part of it, yeah.
Just something from scratch,
Yeah.
man. Like us,
Yeah.
Hibs have been
You're
going since
Hibsy, eh?
1975.
Yeah.
I've seen some dreadful seasons
Ah,
and seen
yeah,
us win
done.
trophies and seen us lose trophies
Yeah.
and finish in Europe and
I just wish this would have come sooner for me. I mean, club back at home have been awful for 10 years.
17 years without a football team to follow for me.
You've trumped me with another 7.
and,
Yeah.
and when Auckland FC got announced and this happened
Like, just thank goodness.
to this bus,
A winning team.
It's incredible.
That you get to see wins.
Well, have Hibs won something this year?
Europe,
Europe.
finished third,
Finished
so we're in
third.
Europe, yeah. So,
Good effort, yeah.
and if Celtic win the cup, then we're guaranteed some league stuff past Christmas.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But
You might
it's
make
not,
this
it's
mob.
not going to top us winning the
No,
plate.
I mean,
No.
It's not
how
going to top us
No.
winning today.
I
and
think-
lifting a lot
Do-
next week.
we are so confident as a fan base. Like I've
Oh,
never,
but no, let's be careful.
I've never
of
been
that.
part of
No,
anything
let's
like
go,
this
whoa,
before.
Whoa, we all
I know.
know better than that.
Well, what do
I'm
we
not
say?
there.
But we are
We all
confident.
know
You're like,
that.
oh, we're going to
Yeah,
smash
no,
it.
we're not. No,
All
I'm
right,
not.
all right. We're back to being dour Brits, right? We'll be like,
I
Well,
think
we've had 27 years collectively of seeing things.
I think before the CEO and the other fella got
Yeah.
involved, I was saying like I saw 4 goals in 6 minutes of injury time at Edinburgh Derby at Tynecastle. It was literally 2 each. We went 4-2 up and finished 4-all.
So
So
Anything
there's
can-
90 minutes to play. So
Yeah,
let's not
yeah,
kid ourselves
yeah.
here.
Anything can happen.
There's a lot of guys. I mean, there's a lot of experience in that team. You know, you got your Sakai. And
Yeah,
your
exactly,
Bosman.
yeah.
But hey, there's probably a few guys out
I
there.
tell you something,
that haven't
like,
been there.
a good omen. The 21st of May 2015, I think it was.
Yeah.
We won the Scottish Cup.
Okay, so
And then the semi-final, we won on penalties.
well, we've
So
right.
Dale's
there's a good chance that omen might just kick on through and
Dale wanted he's brought up penalties, but he didn't want to bring up penalties.
I have brought up the penalties
we
because
can't do penalties
it could
'cause
happen
the bus
tonight.
is leaving at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, bus is leaving.
We got a bus to catch.
Sorry, hurry up, lads.
Actually, he's got a ticket to the game, so we'll be fine. We gave him a ticket.
That's it, yeah. That's it.
All right, Dave.
Cool.
Thanks for coming back, mate.
Awesome,
Before you
guys.
go, I
Yes.
want a prediction for the game,
Oh,
please.
so I got 2-1. I took 2-1 last week.
2-1.
Although I did say 1-0 or 2-1 last week.
I had 1-0.
But I think 2-1's tonight.
Yeah.
Tommy Smith to score the winner.
Oh.
In front of the port.
Yeah, that would be something. That would be something.
And we just bounce all night and have it large.
That would be it.
Brilliant, guys.
All right, good to see you,
Catch
Dave.
soon.
Thank you,
Take
man.
care.
All right,
Mate.
good
Thanks.
to see you.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries, Brain Smiles.
All right, we are back, and what an occasion it is. Yeah, they've been rapid fire, I guess. We've had Nick Becker through and Terry McFlynn. Same team, unchanged. Matthew's just having a bit of audio issues. Probably a good time to thank our sponsors for this final series, Nice Drop of Port. Behemoth Brewing have been incredibly kind to us, sponsoring us for these series of potties, hence the T-shirt. And do you know what? I've been breaking my my own imposed beer ban recently.
Wow.
And I had two of these Behemoth beers in the fridge last night. And I've been working really hard on this podcast this week, and Kate was out, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try both of them back to back.
That's
to get a sense of them. So I tried the Brain Smiles, which is the hazy pale ale.
Yeah.
And then I went something hazy, which is a bit stronger, hazy IPA.
was the former one you mentioned.
The first one was a pale ale,
Yeah.
and the second one was a hazy IPA, a bit stronger, 5.9. And I have to say, I'm stick with the first one, Brain Smiles. It was fruity and delicious.
My wife preferred the first.
Yeah, because your wife said a bang on it as well.
It's a really drinkable beer.
Yeah, so thanks for Behemoth Brewing for giving us some beer to try. So you look like a man who drinks a few beers, Blair.
Oh, not really.
You've been known to.
No, I'm on the bus today, so I got a free draw of it. Yeah, Nick Becker was there, just handed me a beer, and I wasn't even finished with that one before he handed me another. I was like, okay, sweet as, sure.
It's kind of beer and football. I mean, they do go well together. But just have you ever been to any? I mean, obviously we've done the derbies and we've done the other Auckland FC games. But what an occasion to have 30,000, Jaffas and people from the North Island here.
Yeah.
Like, to watch football, Blair. Like, can you believe it?
It's incredible. I don't think we've really ever had anything like this before.
Yeah.
Especially in Auckland.
Yeah.
I know. And we were at the All Whites game. I mean, I know you were there as well. And there's an active support with the All Whites, but nothing like we get here with the Port.
No. Doesn't get any close.
No, and it's been so good to have, I think, the Port to show others the way. I mean, not everyone gets involved and whatnot, but it's you kind of set the tone for it.
Yeah.
So what's the plan today? The boys will come, boys and girls come marching down here, don't they? Usually.
Yep, they should be just coming in any time now. I believe it was a 4:50 march, I believe, from the train station.
Yep.
So they'll be rocking up any minute now. You'll probably hear the drums before you hear them. And
And also, there's the flags.
Yep.
I saw something pop up. There's going to be flags on the. Is that just at the port end?
Yeah, in the port there's a bunch of a flag for each seat kind of thing, and then there's the stand that I assume Chris will be getting up there and on the megaphone, just like to the left of Bay 22 as you look at the pitch.
Chris Smart is the guy who, with a megaphone, if anyone's ever seen him, you're just absolutely demanding that we sing.
If you've not seen
Love
him, you definitely probably would have heard him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was over in the opposite stand getting them going with the clap, and it was really
He's
good.
cabaret.
The feedback that comes back,
Yeah.
because I think the last game that I went to, when he calls it out, it almost echoes all the way around the stadium.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah.
That's great, yeah.
Well, actually, I was saying that as well. There was another thing that came out. I think Mount Smart won stadium best atmosphere.
Yeah.
You see that? I think I put that out there.
Oh,
The
easy.
PFA best
Easy.
stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've been to a lot of football games in the UK, and it's up there.
Yeah.
It's really good. It
Yeah.
really holds the noise well. Like the
I think
atmosphere
it
well.
does help that we do have a lot of expats that are able to show us the way. And sort of help give a guiding hand essentially. And
Yeah.
They've made a difference.
It's second nature. I mean, obviously we talked to Davey Young, Scotsman, and comes up with all his mates from Cambridge. It's created a season to go to. It's created an event every Saturday, and that's such an unusual thing for a sporting fan in New Zealand, really. I mean, obviously the Warriors, but I feel like it's just so unique. we are, I feel, on the cusp of greatness. We've got to follow through.
Yeah.
Right. How are you feeling about the team? The team's been announced. It's the same team as last week. Because you were all about before the semi-final. You were like, we got to play defensive and throw an extra defender in there. How are you feeling now?
It wasn't necessarily defensive, but just more getting bodies through the centre, which is like that's where Victory like to play.
Yeah.
You know, but I think they got it right last time. 4-4-2. I think basically just do the same thing as last time. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
let them come at us. Let them wear themselves down.
Yeah.
We got Randall up top then, and
I've
head on the
kept on
counter.
beating the old 5 at the back drum, but it doesn't look like it's gonna.
Yeah.
I think it's actually we've had that already, haven't we?
5 at the back.
Well, no, we've been confirmed. Terry came on and said that they're going with the same team.
Oh yeah, same team. Yeah, it's been announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry came on and announced the team.
Yeah. It's easy enough to switch to a 5 back if necessary. You know, one
True.
sub and Tommy Smith on for one of the wingers or one of the midfielders, and
why change a winning team? I guess.
But the people we've got to bring on as well gives me huge hope. If this game goes into that late stages, we've got Moreno, we've got Brimmer to come on, Tommy if we need to settle it. It's a squad game, this Auckland FC business.
Like I thought Gillian looked really good coming off the bench
Moreno.
last week. Yeah,
he did look good.
Gillian was drawing those last 2 defenders because they were pushing. They were pushing their fullback so far forward.
Yeah.
Gillian would get on the ball; those 2 centre backs would shuffle right across.
Yeah,
and it just opened so much space up on that right.
When it was May, wasn't it, who scored, but he was offside. But the amount of space that he had, I didn't actually see it on the replay, but he could have actually. Like he was in so much space, he just timed that run a bit more. It was like he didn't really have to beat anybody.
Yeah.
And he was, and like you said, the shift.
They do. All right, Blair. What is going to be the score today?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0 has been, I think that overwhelmingly the most, the most popular. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 2-0. We best let you go, Blair. Get in there.
Yep, sweet.
Take your spot, and if you're afterwards, we're having an afterwards show.
Yep,
as well. So that is an experiment for everyone out there watching, and we have managed to hook up so you can have a call in. All right, so people that have left the ground can actually phone us on a WhatsApp number.
Nice.
A call from the bus would be amazing.
I'll give you a call from the bus.
Call us from the bus. That'd be all.
If you don't manage to get us down here, call us from the bus. Yeah, we'll put the number out on the Facebook.
Even then, I'll probably call you from the bus anyway.
Yeah, call us from the bus.
Just do it anyway.
See what the vibe's like.
That's right. Let's hope it all turns out. Yeah. That's right.
Cool, man. All right.
Cool.
Good on you, Blairos. All right. Have
mate.
a great afternoon,
Thanks,
mate. Have a great evening.
Awesome.
All right, we are going to have a little bit of a change of pace now. So we have an interview with Guillermo Mai and Steve Corica. We're gonna hear from Guillermo first.
Okay.
Obviously a friend of the show.
A pod friend, yeah.
And unbelievably just bowled past him there. And I bowled past him and said...
For a moment there, I thought you just bowled. He was like in the queue for the bowl.
Yeah. In the queue for the toilets.
I feel like he's got more important things to do today than...
in the queue for the toilets. So we're going to go to Guillermo Mai, hang in for this interview. He talks about a lot of good things and mentions how important Francis de Vries is to the team, among other things. So, especially from Matthew. Here we go.
Love it.
Big players here, and we know how to absorb the pressure. We also work in that. We receive really good advice about how to lead in this type of moments with pressure. So we are prepared to. As I said, we were the favorite team. We win the Premiership. We must do our work tomorrow and be in the grand final. That was the objective since the beginning. We have to step forward a little bit, keeping the ball, I think, because playing at home we have to be more aggressive with the ball sometimes. So we have to be brave and take the responsibility of being the favorites to go to the final, I think.
How physical was last Saturday? It looked really physical, and what do you expect tomorrow?
Yeah, I think these finals are a little bit more physical than the regular games in the season. They want us. Every player from Melbourne Victory were running backwards to help their teammates. So sometimes you get less space to receive the ball and make some damage. It's gonna be the same here. I think we have to step forward in the first minutes. They will be desperate to get a goal because we are leading the series. So I think after 30, 40 minutes, we will have some spaces to create some chances, but it's from the beginning.
How big was your move from playing as the 9 to the 10 in terms of getting this team to where it finished the season?
It was a good move from Steve. I think Steve is really smart in what being a coach and finding our best. So it's all from him. Of course, I feel more comfortable here with another striker there. So I'm enjoying dropping off the line, playing with the ball. I like being in touch with the ball every time. So yes, it's good for us because we have someone more in the box and we could make more damage there.
You've had Max and Jesse ahead of you. They're two very different players
Yeah.
themselves as well. Does that change what you have to do when it's one of them, one or the other?
Yeah, of course, because playing with Max, it gave me some more freedom to not to go to the aerial duels or to get into the back line so many times. With Jesse, I think I have to turn around quickly, looking forward. He's going to do some running on behind the center backs. I have to find him. They are different players, but they are both doing a great season. So for me, playing with both is great.
What makes Francis de Vrij such a great crosser?
He's the best in the league, I think. He's not only crossing, he's an amazing player. He used to plays always better than his winger. So he cross, he's in touch with the ball always, he wins duels. He's a complete left back. I think he's one of the best players in the league. So for us, it's one of the best feelings. And for me, he assists me more than once. So keep doing, bro.
What makes the crosses so good, though?
I think his practice. Yeah. He trains every day. Like the technique, our movements. He's a really smart guy also. So he study our movements. Mine, Jesse, Max. He always try to look one of us. Last time was Logan. So yeah, playing at home is the best feeling. The best feeling in always, I think. Also, Auckland people is amazing. They are getting the passion. They are bringing the passion to the league, I think, because we play sometimes out of the stadium in Australia, and we don't watch like too many people in the crowd. And here it's always close to be full. Now it's gonna be full, sold out. I think the Port may also is the best crowd in this league. So yeah, for me the feeling of playing here is unbelievable. I will not change it, never. And it was a bit of a surprise for me. Of course, the results can help to that, but at the beginning I was not expecting so many people in our stadium as now. So come on.
Because you've signed on for next season, right?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm already have contract here, and yeah, we go step by step. First playing this semi-final and then the final, and then next season. I didn't realize that people in Auckland were expecting to have a real football team. So I love that feeling of going to the street to maybe in the CBD or close to my house, and some neighbors saying good luck on Saturday. We are supporting us every game. We are going to the next game. Those type of phrases, and yeah, it's amazing. For us, it's the best feeling you can feel.
Yeah, Guillermo May, saying the attachment that Aucklanders have shown to the team. He's amazed. He didn't think he was coming for this. He took a punt. Yeah, he can't believe it. 30,000 Aucklanders.
When I was talking to Matinho Jr. as well, he was just saying about he'd love to know the amount of players that they went to and talked to as well, and are they looking on and going, they thought, it's a bit of a gamble. He's taken the gamble, and look how it's paid off. It's been fantastic.
And a lot of them have, a lot of these players that came over, while we see them at this level, they're great players.
Yeah.
But someone like Max Mata, he's a Shrewsbury Town player. He'd be playing at Shrewsbury Town in front of like how many people week in, week out? Not many.
About 4,000.
4 blokes and their dogs.
That and his dog.
And so like,
That's right.
and I think Nick touched on it here. The potential in the population here was always here, and that's why we started this pod. We were like, we've lived up. Well, I mean, you've lived most of your adult life in the city, where there's been no football.
Yeah, I've almost lived in New Zealand longer than I lived in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm not a million miles away from that. But
Yeah.
you're right. The amount of people that are here, it's just a huge amount of room for a football team. Yeah, it always made sense. I mean, obviously they've had a go at it before, and it hasn't quite worked out. But the idea was always a good idea. It was just the implementation, and obviously Nick and Terry and Steve coming over and everything. They've lined their ducks, and it's worked out. It's worked out really well. Also a shout out for De Vries. I just love how they all love De Vries.
They can't move past De Vries, with his crossing and his. So De Vries practices, and they probably all do this, but this is great insight. He studied Guillermo, Max Mata, Randall, and studied how they run differently and what the moves they make, and he's kind of somehow computed it into his brain. Because I remember him saying, when I take a corner or a free kick or whatever, I have this sort of process.
Yeah.
And it sounds quite complex, to be honest. I mean,
for a footballer.
For a footballer.
I mean, we know. I mean, I'm not calling out these guys, but we've come across, back in the Premier League and in English football. Some of them you think, do you tie your shoelaces before you go out onto the pitch?
A lot of them, and we mentioned the great Paul Gascoigne earlier.
Yeah.
We know he planned nothing, and he just used to play off the cuff, right? So there's quite a different approach.
But he could get away with it. He was a generational talent, wasn't he?
World-class player.
But talk about a master of his craft, though, with De Vries. Like how he's actually gone. No one's probably asked him to do that. Well, maybe it's a part. Something maybe Terry's brought in, or something from the coaching's brought in. But anyway, just to study that. I've never heard that. I've never heard of anybody
studying the different runs, the different players, and the way they play and where they're likely to go. So he's
so cool.
Anyway,
that's
so
awesome.
Hopefully we see that combination today. Injuries haven't played a huge role with Auckland FC this year, which has been great.
They have been good.
They have been good. So, but we should always consider injuries, and that is a wonderful segue to ask you a question. Okay, so this is a little bit of kit brought on from our lovely sponsors, USL Sport Healthcare. And what are the 5 things you should do when you get an injury? What are the 5 processes? Can you do them? And I'm showing the camera here. You can see RICED, RICED. Is the acronym.
This is the problem, because I knew it was rice, and then you've hit me with rice.
Rice.
So I've been. This is where people may have seen me on the camera thinking I look a bit distant.
Yeah.
It's because I've been thinking, what the hell could D stand for?
Yeah. You don't know yet.
Even so. I don't. I is for ice.
Well, what's R for?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to skip. I'll have to come back to R.
Okay, you're gonna come back to R.
I for ice.
What do you do immediately you get injured?
That begins with R.
Yeah. Immediately, what should you do? Should you carry on playing football?
Recuperate.
Recuperate is kind of a longer version of this word. Okay, man.
Rest.
Okay, so rest. Right. What's next?
Ice,
of course.
Compression.
Compression.
C.
Correct.
E.
What should you? Where should you put
Ease
your
up.
foot? Should you put your foot?
Oh, elevation.
Elevation. And what's your D? I'm after going to check this myself.
I don't know what D is.
Diagnosis.
Of course.
And you know what? Does that mean check Google?
I've got a bit of help in where I'm looking here, and I don't know how you would have. I don't know how you'd have charaded me, D. I don't know how you would have done.
And so
diagnosis.
And so, I mean, you and I and a lot of people who love football, we've played a lot of football down the years, picked up a lot of injuries. It's normally. I don't even rest. I rest for about half an hour until I'm hopping to the freezer to get the peas. Right?
Yeah, frozen veg.
So this wee little pack.
I must admit, I didn't see what
USL.
rice stood for,
Yeah.
but I had a little peek.
Yeah.
And does this?
This is a little pack for
So you put
rice.
this instead of the
I mean,
frozen veg?
there's no doctor in here, but we can rest ourselves. This is a compression wrap, so this is really useful. Like just if you've got a broken eye, I don't know quite how that works, to be honest, but
it's adjustable.
But
so
what I'm
what
I'm really excited about actually is the ice hot bag. So instead of needing the frozen peas now,
that is so cool.
Right, you fill a reusable bag with iced water, crushed iced water. I mean, you've got to have a bit of crushed iced water on hand.
Yeah.
But how good would it be? Because one thing I really hate is I put the peas on my ankle, I sit down to watch TV.
Well, they go like that though.
Well, I complain a bit, I forget about it, but I'm icing, and it does say don't ice for too long. Yeah. By the way, and I probably iced for too long.
But at least you know you've got the cover here to not...
Yeah, but with my peas, I'm essentially dealing with mushy peas.
And you're guessing.
So this takes all the mushy peas out of the equation. I think it's brilliant.
Well,
it's brilliant.
The issue that I have is that I see the guys, when I see guys come off with an injury, I see them using this. But I've always wondered where they get it from. Like I would have had... So, there they are.
So USL, for anyone that doesn't know, are the sports medicine suppliers for Auckland FC.
Yeah.
So they've got state-of-the-art equipment. And just little stuff like that. The team will have these lying around.
Yeah.
There's no peas or mixed veg or sweet corn on Guillermo's Shinnibi today. It's
That's right.
It's straight into the USL.
Just have it on hand.
That's right.
Good idea.
Dave Young's so keen. He's calling me back. Oh, bro, thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right, you too, man. There you go. Some strangers just bought me a beer. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Straight into the team news, Matthew. We know it's unchanged. You just wanted to give us the 1 to 11?
It is changed. It's Paulson in goal, Sakai right back, Pinecker and Hall in the middle. Obviously, Francois de Vries on the left.
Yep.
And then you've got my pronunciation. I do apologise if I get this wrong. Gallegos, and Verstraete.
Yep.
In the middle.
Yep.
And then you've got Randall, Rogerson, and May makes up the front three. I always like to kind of name them. They'll be fluid. I think that's the thing with football these days. What you see on the team sheet, you might not always get on the pitch. So yeah,
I think the important thing here is that it's an unchanged team from last week's win. I'm not surprised. I mean, as our listeners know, I do play a lot of Football Manager.
But no injuries.
No injuries.
USL.
No need for the
shout out.
The ice pack.
Yeah.
But obviously, and we played so well. I actually think the semi-final was one of our best performances of the year. They were intense. They played with an intensity.
They were lucky to come away with just 1-0.
Yeah, it should be all over.
I mean, Melbourne were toothless. I mean, we talked about it in the podcast. I mean, you can have all the possession and all the ball that you like. Auckland just... I mean, I don't think actually we said... Actually, I think we may have said like Melbourne didn't do anything with it, but I think it was all Auckland. They just didn't let them do anything with it.
Yeah.
They just didn't get it. I don't think they had a touch in our box. Yeah, they might have had 60% possession, but they never shot on target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Steve Corica names an unchanged team. We're going to play you an interview from the press conference from Steve Corica, which was recorded yesterday. But it's business as usual for Steve, We are the team to beat, and that's the way he's talking at the moment.
Yeah.
We are the team to beat. We're not going to worry about victory. We're not going to play your extra man at the back. We're going to let them worry about us.
What do I know?
What do you know, Matthew? All right, we are going to go and have a little listen to Steve Corica interview in the pre-match press conference yesterday.
Win the game. We've got 30,000 people here tomorrow, and we want to put on a good performance and win the game. So, we've got to be on the front foot. They're a very good team going forward, and we have to defend what we did last week. If we can do that, we've got a very good chance of going into the final.
Steve, just in terms of the support you've had this season, has there been a moment, perhaps apart from coming here and seeing everyone in the stands, like when you're walking around town, where you've sort of realised just how much this team has sort of come to be a part of the city?
Yeah, I get told all the time. People stop me all the time and just say, thank you for what we're doing for Auckland, and that makes me really proud. Obviously, the boys have done a fantastic job on the field, the marketing off the field as well. But they've really got behind us, the supporters, from the moment we kicked off. And, the port's been amazing. It's growing all the time. And they're going to bring the noise, I'm sure, tomorrow. And that's what we want. And, they're 12th man, and hopefully they'll get us home.
Obviously, the life of a footballer and a football coach is you move from city to city. But what have you come to sort of enjoy about Auckland?
I love it. It's a nice city. Obviously, I enjoy the city. I enjoy the people here. But most of all, I enjoy coming to work every day with great people. The coaches are amazing. We have a lot of banter, as you probably know. But the boys are terrific as well, and they've got a real strong bond. And I'm hoping that's going to get us through.
In a week like this, do you do any specific preparation for what happens, I guess, if they score first, or is that just something that you've learned over the course of the season?
Yeah, I think we've learned over the course of the season how we manage the game. I think the only thing we probably do differently is practice penalty kicks. We haven't had one this season, so I'm hoping we won't have to. But it's got to be there just in case. And obviously, I got to know who I think are the best penalty takers, and we've done that for the last couple of weeks just to make sure we're ready for that as well.
The success of the team and
the attention the team has gathered, has that been past your wildest expectations?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like I said before, everyone's got right behind us. The support has been amazing. All of Auckland have got right behind us, and we appreciate it. We thank them, and we want them to keep turning up to games. That's what footballers are all about, playing in front of big crowds. And, we've been lucky enough to play in front of, I think this will be the 5th sellout of the season, so it's amazing.
How much will last week help the team, Steve, in terms of, before that they had 2 weeks off, so they probably were a little bit rusty. How much will last week help?
Well, I think it took us a little while in that game. Obviously, we knew they were at home as well. The first 15 minutes, we were probably a little bit slow to get to balls, but we had enough numbers around the ball which helped, and we saw that period out. And we want to start the opposite now. We want to start on the front foot. We're at home. We want to take it to them straight away, and hopefully get another goal. I think we've got some pace up front with Jesse and Marley and Logan that we can hurt this team going forward. And if we execute well and we, obviously defend our box well and we are good in the final third, I think we've got a great chance.
And as Andrew mentioned, Melbourne haven't yet scored against Auckland. If that does happen tomorrow, how will the team react, do you think? How will your team react?
I think they're positive. I think we've spoken about it. If that happens, they've got to go back to, being positive, and, a draw's not the worst for us. If we can get a draw, we'll go through. But if they score and we go down, it's about just getting a goal and moving forward, getting good numbers forward, getting balls into the box like we do, and creating problems for them.
We welcome our Premier Finals sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port, where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries, Brain Smiles.
All right, we're back. Almost just over half an hour to go.
I've been feeling it all day, really.
Yeah, I'm feeling starting
to kick. Yeah, I think those people that haven't, if it hasn't started to get real, I guess it's starting to get real now. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah,
it's starting to get real now. Here we go. Well, we've got some talk on the chat. Thanks for those comments through the show. Afternoon, lads. Shout out to Christian Cately on the Gold Coast, long time listener. Good on you, Christian. We've got old Samson up there in Thailand.
Awesome. I wondered if he'd comment.
He's so gutted he had to move back to Thailand, but he's got a beautiful 1-month-old keeping him awake at night. He's the 1-year-old is going to hopefully witness history with his dad today.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Watching on Thai TV. Do you know when I lived in Thailand, I used to watch Spurs on Thai TV, and it is very funny listening to Thai people comment on the football.
Oh, so you don't get the you don't get the back home commentary.
You get a beautiful Thai voice commenting on the football, and my Thai's a bit small, so I won't do it. But
you're getting the players.
Oh, you get the players, all right.
Then
it was like blah, 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 Ledley King.
Right, you're going back a bit.
Yeah.
Do they do the South American?
Go! Not quite. A bit different in Thailand. Lewis Owens there. Oh, that's my brother. He shouted out, "Yedo!" Spurs chant there.
Oh, they're all coming out the woodwork.
Now, the Spurs fan. He gave up 3 years ago. He's back.
Football will do that too.
All right, so a little bit of team news is Melbourne Victory have made 3 changes to their lineup. We're not going to go through them in detail.
A lot of positional changes as well.
Positional changes, formations.
Rolling the dice.
They're rolling the dice. Let's talk a little bit about Victory. We know they're going to come here. We know they're going to have a go. This atmosphere in there is going to be red hot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they get a pretty decent crowd for the derby when the 2 Melbourne teams. But it's going to be. Thing is, you say about the atmosphere though, but some of these games, sometimes the crowd can be a bit of nerves, a bit on edge. Sometimes that can go through the crowd. So sometimes there needs to maybe something, if you... I hate to say it.
We don't need to win today. We need
but
to just see the game out.
Sometimes the game and where it's situated can have an effect on the crowd. I think the crowd need to be at it straight away from the start. I think they will. The guy on the megaphone, the port, Yeah, they're not going to let him go.
I'd love to see the chants spread through the rest of the ground today. We've got 2 or 3 new stands up in the north stand here.
To seeing.
So that'll be interesting. This ground will be 32,000, which is kind of like a Premier League sized audience for a mid-table kind of team.
It's going to be a surprise for me. Even the Blues only get about mid-20s. So
Exactly. So we're expecting Victory going to come out. I think. Well, let's do our predictions. We're wrapping up this build-up show.
Okay.
I'm going to stay with my 3-2. I think
roller coaster.
It's going to be a roller coaster in there. I think players are going to be scrambling. They're going to be at it, but much like it was last weekend. At it, spills, mistakes, goals. Because I want goals, man. I want goals, but 3-2 will make it be
as long as they win at the end.
Oh yeah, it'll be 3-2. It'll be a 4-2 on aggregate for us. That's what I'm going for.
I'm going 1-0 again.
1-0.
I'm going tight. Make sure they don't concede early. That's the thing as well. If they concede early, Auckland, then the crowd can sometimes get a bit. That's when they can get really edgy and things can go. Things that you normally wouldn't do or things that normally get done. Yeah, they wouldn't. So
we haven't been behind and turned it round. There's no record of us going behind the season and coming back to win.
I feel like
we've gone behind and come back to draw.
Yeah, I need to get out of Dave's headspace. We've both been waterboarded by all these terrible teams that we've had to watch and all these terrible things. It's a different team. It's a different season. They've been on it. So, but no, I'm sticking. No, 0-0 at half time. Melbourne will try and push it. Auckland will get another one. 2-0 aggregate.
2-0 aggregate. Okay, 1. There you go. 1-1.
Heard it here first.
Hello, mate. How you going? Leeds.
Leeds.
Lovely Leeds.
Lovely Leeds.
How you doing, bro? What's the score going to be today, mate?
Say again.
What's the score going to be today?
2-1.
2-1. We've got a 2-1 here from lovely Leeds.
2-1.
All right, they are. They come in all shapes and sizes. Auckland FC fans.
Backgrounds. Teams,
one thing is, everyone that loves football in this city will probably be here today. It is a momentous occasion for the city of Auckland, the city of Sales, Tamaki Makaurau, and we are right in the thick of it. Nice job, report. It's been amazing to do this podcast this year. We're going to trial something extra today because I'm never satisfied, and we are going to have a live post-match show from this very bench here in Lillyworld. So if you're looking for something to do after the match on the way home,
happy calls, hopefully.
Yeah, and well, we're going to have a call-in. We're going to have a call-in function, which will be on our social media tiles. I'm sure you can see the call-in function. My wife's just crossing her fingers. She's done the tech.
It's smooth. Smooth, as it always is.
But that's going to be exciting. So if you want to call in to the show, just call in and talk to us, and you'll go on the show. Tell us what you thought of the game. Hopefully we're celebrating.
Well, that's
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We are going to wrap it up now, and I might finish that beer that kind gentleman gave me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Salt of the earth, Salt of the earth. I love that.
This came from nowhere. You had quite a few.
Well, it's at least 2 beers people have bought me.
Yeah, and I think Nick and his crew came in.
Nick and the crew.
Got you some beers. So.
All right, well, wherever you're watching this game, or if you're watching it back, I hope you enjoyed the game. But if you're watching live, get in front of the telly, soak it up. Or if you're running late to Mount Smart, get down here. It's going to be a massive game. The port are going to be jumping. The atmosphere is going to be banging.
I'm feeling it.
You're feeling it now.
Yeah.
And
it's close.
Between you and I, Logan Rogerson, Guillermo Mai, they look switched on the way in. Switched on, these boys.
I was going to ask.
Switched on.
Is that what they? Yeah. If you could use a word or two.
Yeah, switched on.
Switched on. Love
All
it.
right, Nice Job Report is out. Up the.
We welcome our premier final sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port, where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries, Brain Smiles.